I've got a lot of credit cards. And despite that, there are still hundreds I don't have. And that really got me thinking. Out of all the different credit card options out there, what are the top 3 cards that pretty much everybody should get? And here's what I've come up with. The first card is what I call the core card. This is the one that gives you a high return in specific categories where you spend a lot of your money. And yes, that means you should be aware of where and how you are spending your money every single month. So if you're not already, here are a few steps to help guide you in the direction of what this core card should be for your wallet. Step number 1 is to identify the categories in which you spend a lot of your money each month. And on the screen here, you can see a variety of sample categories like supermarkets, restaurants, bars, gas or EV charging stations, and the list goes on from there. So take a look at your budget, where is your money going, and what are your biggest spend categories. Identify those first in this step. We can then move on to step number 2, which is to determine the type of rewards and benefits that you want. Now, in terms of the rewards, what I'm referring to here is cashback versus travel rewards, meaning points and miles. And then for benefits, I'm referring to things like credits that you might be able to use on a monthly, quarterly, or annual basis, perhaps elite status, VIP access, airport lounges, discounts, etc. When thinking over the benefits that you might want to use or enjoy, of course, choose ones that fit in with your lifestyle. So if a card comes with a dining credit with select merchants, or perhaps a general travel credit, just ask yourself, would I normally spend money with these merchants or in these areas even if I didn't have this card? If the answer is yes, then of course the benefit can make sense as it fits into your lifestyle as it already exists. And as for the rewards type between cashback and travel, there are actually 4 different categories that these could fall under. So for instance, the first one here you might want to consider would be Airline Miles. These are the ones that give you the best value when redeeming with one airline and or its airline partners. An example of a program like this would be the United MileagePlus program. The next type of rewards are hotel points. These give you the best value when redeeming with one hotel chain, for instance, like Marriott Bonvoy points. Third are flexible bank points. These typically give you equal value when redeeming for any flight, hotel, rental car, cruise, so on and so forth. An example here could be Wells Fargo points. And while banks may give different values for the points on different types of redemptions, typically it's 1 cent per point in a program like this. Regardless of the exact value though, the main takeaway is that they are bank issued points. And fourth are transferable bank points. These often give the best potential value when converting from bank points to partner airline miles or partner hotel points. An example here would be Chase Ultimate Rewards. Also note there at the bottom in yellow that some points are both flexible and transferable, like in the case of points issued by Amex, Bilt, Capital One, Chase, and Citi. The way that often looks in the real world is that these banks have portals which you can use your points through to basically use points to pay for your travel at checkout, like as if they were cash. Or you can use them via transfer partners and move them out to other programs. So whether it's in the portal or pushing them out, sometimes these currencies can allow you to do both of those types of things for the greatest amount of flexibility. Then the third step is simply to apply for the card that gives you the most rewards in the areas you spend. And that is why this video is not about me just saying go out there and get the Capital One Venture X and the Amex Gold card and call it a day. Those can be great cards for a lot of people, but choosing a specific card and saying that it works for everybody all the time and no matter what they spend money on or what their goals may be is simply going to be bad advice. So with that context now in mind, here are some great examples of core cards. Starting off first with a few that are great for travel rewards. We've got the Amex Gold Card, Amex Green Card, Chase Sapphire Preferred, Citi Premier Card, and the US Bank Altitude Reserve. I'll also point out here that all these cards except the US Bank Altitude Reserve offer transfer partners for great flexibility for more complex redemptions and usually better value, especially when traveling long-haul international type of stuff. But the US Bank Altitude Reserve does have a great benefit of making all points worth 1.5 cents each for travel. Now moving over here to cashback, some great options here for the core cards are the Amex Blue Cash Everyday, Amex Blue Cash Preferred, Chase Freedom Flex, Wells Fargo Autograph, and the Capital One Saver One. Once more, what we're seeing here is that these cards cover a huge gamut of different types of categories, especially that Wells Fargo Autograph and the Capital One Saver One. Look at all those triple point or 3% cashback categories in terms of like dining, entertainment, streaming, grocery, all that great stuff. So it's basically like one card that can do a lot for you, and therefore you don't have to juggle 3, 4, 5, 6 cards just to cover your essentials. Now you probably saw from the title of this video that this is all about using multiple cards, in this case 3, together as part of one strategy. So if you want an easy way to manage multiple cards together in one place, check out today's sponsor called MAXREWARDS. The main dashboard here gives me a great overview. I can see my rewards balance in dollar terms, my card balance, also my utilization, and my available credit, along with when my bills are due and my sign-up bonus trackers. Plus, as I scroll down further, it also displays my credit scores across different banks here, which is really cool to be able to monitor that. The next tab over, called Activity, allows me to see all my transactions across all my cards in one place, including which transactions are pending, which ones are posted, any annual fees that came due, credits I received, and more. Then moving over to the Best Card tab, it tells me which card to use for certain transactions so I can always earn the greatest amount of rewards. And then the Benefits tab automatically activates all of my Amex offers, Chase offers, and more for me, so I don't have to do any of that manual work myself. So this is available with the gold level of MAXREWARDS. There are plenty of other free features as well. So if you want to at least try the gold level entirely free for your first month, there's a link down below in the description. Definitely try it out and see if you like how MAXREWARDS can simplify all of your credit card management. And now back to the rest of the video. The second card you'll want to get is what I call a supplementary card. You can also give it the name of a boost card or a top-up card. The overall purpose of this type of product is to fill a gap of at least one significant spend category that your core card does not cover, and does so with a strong rewards multiplier. So I've got a great core card here, in this case the City Premier, with a lot of great triple point categories, but what if I spend a lot at concerts? Well, I might want to add in the City Custom Cash card. That's because despite all of the amazing categories on the Premier, there's nothing for live entertainment. So I would want to add the City Custom Cash because that one gives me the ability to add 5 points per dollar at live entertainment. So these together work very well because not only do they fill gaps that the other one doesn't, but they also earn the same types of rewards too. Therefore, I can pool those points together. Here's some more examples of supplementary cards for travel. Going from top to bottom, we've got the Amex Platinum Card, the City Custom Cash, as I just mentioned, also the Chase Freedom Flex, the Capital One Saver One, and the Bilt MasterCard. Now, what I'm gonna do here is actually highlight some of these in yellow font. This is because I'm showing you where the standout categories are that really would make sense as the kind of gap fillers. The Amex Platinum does an amazing job at flights. The City Custom Cash gives you a bunch of different options to choose from a pre-selected list, where wherever you spend the most, City automatically gives you 5% or 5 points per dollar there. The Chase Freedom Flex has rotating quarterly categories, so they change every 3 months, and therefore there might be something useful like gas or dining or select retailers like Amazon toward the end of the year. The calendar gets published throughout the year, but they tend to be pretty useful. Again, there's that Saver One card with a bunch of great 3%, 5%, and even a couple 8 and 10% options, and the Bilt MasterCard, which is great for Lyft right now, also for dining. Now, what you may notice here is that some of these cards will appear multiple times throughout the video, sometimes within different categories. Like for what we have here, the City Custom Cash and the Freedom Flex will be working well for travel and cashback. That's because with the Flex, if you use it with the Premier, all the points earned on the Custom Cash can be transferred out and be used in a great way for travel. Same with the Freedom Flex. If you combine the Flex with the lights of the Sapphire Preferred or Reserve or Ink Preferred, you again have access to greater values for travel, including transfer partners. Where on their own, they're just regular cashback cards and would not give you those elevated values. So those cards, despite being marketed as cashback, they do earn points that can be used for other purposes when combined in a strategy with higher, more premium travel cards. Flipping the page here to the cashback options for supplementary cards. Again, these are examples, not an exhaustive list. We've got the Discover It Cashback, US Bank Cash Plus, the Venmo credit card, Chase Freedom Flex again, this time on its own, the PNC Cash Rewards card, and the US Bank Altitude Go. And again, bringing in that yellow highlighting to show where these cards have really standout categories to really supplement a core card. This Discover It is great for those rotating quarterly categories. Again, they tend to be very useful. Same with the US Bank Cash Plus, although here, rather than going against a calendar that the bank sets, you actually can choose your own 5% categories. There are actually 2 of them that will work. The Venmo card also gives you some great flexibility in getting 3% back in your top spend category from a predefined list as well. Then the Freedom Flex, again with a bunch of 5% there at the top, both via travel via the Chase portal and those rotating categories again. The PNC card is great for gas with 4% there, also for dining, and the US Bank Altitude Go has 4x on dining as well. And that's one of the great advantages of people who run a cashback setup, is you don't have to worry about which points combine with which points or what values they have. If you earn 50 bucks of cashback from a Chase card and 50 bucks of cashback from a Wells Fargo card, just redeem to some eligible checking account, and then you can basically indirectly put all your money together. And the third and final card I think everybody should have is an everything else card. You can also call this a catch-all card or a non-category card. This is one that will earn 1.5% or 2%, or perhaps even better, on all of your other purchases. And using my earlier example here with Citi, we have the core card and the Premier, we have the supplementary card and the custom cash, but all my other purchases that don't fall nicely into one of the preset categories, those would just earn 1 point per dollar on either card. That's why I would also bring in the lights of the Citi custom cash here, because this one earns double on everything with no caps or limits, which is amazing because now I've got everything covered in a way that earns more than 1% no matter what I'm buying. Here are some examples of these everything else cards in the travel space. We've got the Capital One Venture, the Capital One Venture X, the Amex Blue Business Plus, Citi Double Cash, Chase Freedom Unlimited, and the Capital One Spark Double Miles card. And despite a lot of these cards having multiple rewards categories, they all, now shown in yellow, have a base earning rate of 1.5% or 2% for all other purchases. So if you don't have a card that earns specifically in things like home utilities, home improvement, healthcare, stuff like that, then these are the types of cards you want to consider to capture a good return on those types of categories. Looking over to the cashback side, we've got the SOFI credit card, the TD Double Up card, Fidelity Rewards Visa Signature, Citi Double Cash, PayPal Cashback MasterCard, and the Wells Fargo Active Cash. Again, these all have a great base earning rate of 2% on other purchases. I will also mention here that some of these, in particular the SoFi card, and maybe also the TD Double Up and Fidelity versions, those may require an eligible account to redeem your rewards to earn the full 2%. So for example, you open up a checking account or a brokerage account, something like that, redeem your rewards, and you'll get the full 2%. And hopefully that now answers a lot of your questions in terms of why so many people talk about things like the Amex trifecta or the Citi trifecta, Chase trifecta, whatever ones may be out there. It's all about getting that core card, a supplementary card, and a catch-all card to work together to cover multiple rewards categories, give you different types of benefits, and really take advantage of the parts of these cards that do not overlap with each other to create an overall much more powerful strategy to put more rewards in your pocket, and of course, if you're in the travel, to make your experiences a lot richer. And with all that said, if you were to choose just 3 cards for an overall simple but strong setup, which would you choose? Drop me your comments down below to let me and the community know. Also, if you enjoyed today's video and believe it could benefit other people, then please help me get it in front of them by liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and turning on those notifications. That way you're always alerted about another awesome video like this one. Also, check out the links down below in the description area to earn some more cash back when you shop online through Rakuten. You can also convert that cash back into Amex points if you want to. To sign up for Max Rewards, which is a great app to manage multiple cards, rewards, benefits, and more all in one place. And to view my site with some great credit card offers that I've organized into different categories to help you find the cards that you like best. I thank you all for watching today's video. I hope it brought you some great value. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. And while you're waiting for it, always remember that you are great.